Ronnie Wood believes he's been playing better than he ever has with the Rolling Stones because he's been clean for 10 years. That's fucking, that's because he's done that much drugs throughout his life that he's just permanently high. And that is a good place to be. He's like, he doesn't need it anymore because his brain is that developed by the drugs that he's taken over the years and the drink and whatever else, that he's just permanently on a buzz, isn't he? So that's fun. That's like, he's having a good time. He plays guitar and he's 73. And I remember I saw him the other month, and he was on Jules Holland. Jules Holland. If you're from another country and you don't and you should watch Jules Holland's Later program for music. Anyway, but he was on that, and I thought he was pissed. He was talking, chatting away and everything, and I honestly thought he was pissed. I thought he was teetotal. I remember thinking to myself, because he looks off his head, he was pissed. But he weren't, because he's saying here he's been sober for 10 years. So there you go. He's like, you know, forever having fun. And if you're a rock and roller, anyway, if you're a rock star, I mean, fucking, is there any better buzz than standing on stage with everybody fucking going mad while you're playing the guitar? I don't think so, apart from whatever goes on after, when you get off the stage and all those screaming fucking ladies or whatever else come back to whatever party that you're putting on and whatever fucking, you know, all-nighter you've got planned. That is fucking, you know, apart that tortoise is having the time of his fucking life because they don't drink and do drugs. Tortoises, or whatever, was it a tortoise? Yeah, it was a tortoise. Anyway, that tortoise is having the time of his fucking life, and that is as close as you get. He's a rock star in the tortoise world. He's like the Rolling Tortoise, or the Tortoise Stones, or the Beatles, but the tortoises, they could have his own band. But anyway, so yeah, rock and roll. That's like fucking, you know, they probably get bored of it in the end. They just go, you know what? I'm bored of drugs, I'm bored of sex, I'm bored of women. Look at fucking Rod Stewart plays with train sets, and he used to be like, you know, kicking the fucking women out of bed. He like was top of his game, and now he's like playing to train sets. He's like, I can't bother with that, and wears fucking has an electric blanket to bed. He's fell out of fucking. I think he's fell over and he's been up a tornado and fell down on his head, and he's woke up going, you know what, I don't like rock and roll, I like playing with train sets. Or I do like rock and roll, but I like to fucking get straight off the stage, put my slippers on, pour myself a fucking cup of Horlicks and watch my train set. That is wrong. Ronnie Wood is still out there sounding pissed and rocking on the stage, giving it all with his guitar. Apparently Keith Richards is the same. He's give up drinking. But, you know, you never know. So it's good. Keep it up. Because they'll just keep playing. And they'll just like that tortoise. They'll keep playing until they die. And that's fucking... Why not? Because they've got a job that is not a job to them, is it? It's fun. That's just having a laugh. If you was an accountant, you fucking can't wait to get the fuck out of the place. If you're... customer service, you ain't going to be doing that till you're 100. Yeah, man, I'm rocking on. I'm going to give up drink. I'm going to give up drugs so I can keep doing customer service as long as I possibly can. Keep that fucking light bulb going. Keep the flame flying, or burning, should I say.